Hey, Linda. How are you?
Hey, Mom. Yeah, doing okay. What's up?
Must have been at least 1 month since we last talked.
Seriously? Has it been that long? Sorry I haven't been able to contact you. I've been pretty busy. Busier than I thought, actually. And the time difference can get a bit confusing.
Yeah, well, I've been pretty busy too. Your father will finish up his business assignment here in Australia in about a month and will finally be home again. I have all this stuff in the house accumulated after living here for the past 5 years. Cleaning that up is really taking up time.
Better than having nothing to do, I suppose.
So, what are you up to today? You have anything planned?
Dan's parents are stopping by today, so I have to get the room cleaned up and do a little shopping for dinner tonight.
Seriously? Are they coming over again? Didn't they just visit last week?
Did I mention that to you?
Oh no. I have a friend that lives nearby, and she mentioned that she saw them visiting. I know. Seems kind of nosy.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, Linda. I really don't want to criticize Dan's folks, but don't you think they visit a little too often? Doesn't seem normal.
You think? Doesn't really bother me.
Are you okay? I mean, you're not being pressured or anything.
No, nothing like that. It's just that they want to see their grandkids soon, so they tend to be a little overindulgent.
I see. Are you sure you're okay? You're not tired, are you? You always say they are very nice, but I hear they tend to be strict sometimes.
Don't worry about me, Mom. I'm fine. Besides, Dan's here to protect me. He's a sweetie. His parents are strict at times, but I think it's only because they're concerned about my well-being. That's all. I actually should be grateful to them.
If you say so, Linda. But just keep this in mind. I'm always here to help you. Don't forget that. Call me anytime you want.
Like I said, Mom, I'm fine. Don't worry. I better get going. I'm pretty busy today. I'll contact you later on. See ya, Mom.
All right. Just don't overexert yourself.
Dan, are you there? Answer me.
What do you want, Linda? I'm busy.
Where the hell are you?
I'm at the airport. Where do you think?
Does that mean that note you left on the kitchen table? Is that true? Are you really going off to Hawaii with your folks?
Yeah, that's why I left the note. Are you daft?
Are you really going to Hawaii?
What do you think? Take care of the place while we're gone, would you?
Is it just the 3 of you?
Yeah, me, Mom, and Dad, the whole family. Who else did you have in mind?
I thought I was a member of the family, to be honest.
You? No way. You have to stay home. We need someone to provide for us, right?
What are you saying, Dan? Aren't we family? We're married, aren't we?
Yeah, we're married, but not related by blood, so I wouldn't put you in the same category as family. Mom and Dad say they feel the same way. By democratic standards, that means it's 3-1 vote in favor of you not being a member of the family.
How could you even say that, Dan? You act like I'm just some item.
I really don't have time for this, Linda. They just announced that they are boarding. Better get on. Hawaii, here we come! See you when we see you. As for you, just work and bring home the bread and butter.
Dan, wait, don't go.
Hey, Linda, you there? I was just looking through Dan's Insta page. Are you guys on holiday in Hawaii or something?
You saw that?
Yeah, some pictures of him and his parents at the airport announcing that they're on their way to Hawaii on holiday.
Yeah, right. I wasn't invited though. I have to stay home and take care of the house. Oh well, Besides, I don't have time. I have to bring home the bacon, so to speak.
Excuse me? Did I just hear you right, Linda? Are you seriously saying that only Dan and his parents went to Hawaii? How could Dan leave his wife at home and go off on a Hawaiian holiday? That makes no sense. Dan's a regular office worker, not some hotshot businessman, right? I mean, he can go on a Hawaiian vacation, so he must not be doing so bad.
Yeah, well, you know. What can I say? It's a wife's job to make her husband happy, right?
Linda, I never complained about who you wanted to marry. As long as you were happy, I was fine with it. I believe in you. But if you think that maybe you made a mistake, that you're maybe not as happy as you thought, it may be a good idea to change directions before it's too late. Or even seek the advice of your parents. There's nothing shameful in that, just so you know. There is one thing I'm certain of. I didn't send you off to get married so that you would be unhappy.
Mom, I wanted to.
I know. Just let it out. Talk to me, Linda.
He's not working at all.
Pardon me?
Dan, he's unemployed at the moment. He quit his job 3 months ago. He takes on various part-time stuff every now and then, but he uses that money for his own pleasure.
Wait, Linda, back it up a bit, would you? You're saying after he quit his job, he hasn't given you a dime?
Yes, that's right. His parents are on Social Security, and the amount they receive just does not cover everything, so he said we shouldn't rely on them for any support. That's why I have to work. I have to support Dan and his parents.
And who's paying for the Hawaii vacation? Dan's out of a job. Shouldn't he be working on trying to find a new job and not be vacationing? He's got his priorities all mixed up if you ask me. As a matter of fact, he should be cutting back on spending.
The money for that vacation? He used the money I made this month without my permission.
Are you telling me that Dan and his parents are on vacation in Hawaii using your hard-earned money?
Yeah, that's right. I was going to use that money to pay off some debts, but he dug through my belongings and found this month's pay. I had just returned from the bank. He took every penny. I need money to eat, so I took on another part-time job. They pay on the spot, so...
You do realize that this is just simply nonsensical.
Yeah, I guess.
Can I ask you something, Linda? I know you had a substantial amount saved up while you were single. You haven't used any of that, have you?
Yeah, I was going to tell you about that. Dan got a hold of my cash card and somehow figured out the password. He used my savings to buy his parents expensive gifts and took them to fancy restaurants. He also bought his mistress an expensive brand handbag.
Did you just say his mistress?
Yes, I'm pretty sure he took her to his trip to Hawaii.
And Dan's parents know this and welcome this immoral relationship? Is that what you're saying? When are Dan and his entourage getting back from this so-called vacation?
Let's see. 5 days. So, next Saturday.
Next Saturday? Huh. Okay. Linda, I want you to come home right now.
Huh? Come home? You mean home?
Your father and I will be back the day after tomorrow. We'll both be at the house. Go pack your things and be ready to escape at any time. Got that?
Mom, really? You'll do that for me?
Of course, my dear. I'm always on your side, Linda. What are mothers for? I will do anything to help you. Don't forget that. Don't you dare keep this all to yourself. We're here to protect you.
I don't know what to say, Mom. I can't thank you and Dad enough. I should have told you sooner. I'm going to do this. I'm going back home.
Hey Linda, where the hell are you? We just landed at the airport. Come pick us up ASAP. Hello, Linda. Pick the damn phone up, would ya? Always vanishes right when you need me. Sheesh. What use is she? All you got going for you is to clean the house and cook for us. Oh yeah, and financial support. Can't forget that. Pick up the damn phone and get your ass moving for God's sakes.
Hello, Dan. How are you? This is Linda's mom. It's been quite some time since we last talked, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Hello? Sure has been a long time. Great to hear from you. Unusual to get a line message from you. What's up?
You just sent Linda a message, so I'm replying on her behalf.
Excuse me?
Maybe what I'm about to say will explain the situation you're in.
Have you returned stateside from your husband's assignment in Australia?
Yes, that's right. It was a long 5-year assignment, but we're finally back. Just arrived back home a few days ago.
Seriously? I thought you guys were going to get a permanent resident and just live over there.
Excuse me? Who told you that? We always planned on coming back.
I had no idea. You never returned during those 5 years, so I figured you like it there.
Well, you're partially right. The company insists that you cannot return for the first 2 years. I was looking forward to coming back the 3rd year, but then the pandemic happened and we couldn't go back and forth as we expected. If that didn't happen, we would have returned at least twice a year. So it's been 5 years of never getting the chance to return, but I'm elated to be back.
I had no clue. So, you were actually adamant about returning, huh?
Never thought I'd find out, huh? Is that why you've been treating my daughter like some personal ATM machine in your family maid? I suppose Linda does make a lot more than women her own age, especially you. You figured she didn't have any close relatives. You thought we would never return from Australia. So you proposed to her and got married. That's when you started mistreating her, using her as a maid and making her work and stealing her earnings. You even stole her savings, money she had saved all through school and before marrying you. And to think that your parents were in on it. They had full knowledge of your scheme and supported you wholeheartedly. Shall I go on?
How do you even know all this?
We have our ways.
You didn't seem like caring parents to me. I mean, you met me and my folks online. Remember that? What kind of parents do that?
As I said, global circumstances were such that we were not able to meet in person. I'm sure you understand. You said so at the time. Don't you remember?
Huh? Yeah, but...
Also about the wedding. We said we'd hold off on that until we returned and the date has not yet been set. Wasn't that what we agreed on?
Huh? Right. Wait.
I didn't realize you were so forgetful, Dan. Maybe we should have waited for the whole marriage itself, at least until we had returned. Maybe we should have met face to face beforehand.
Yeah, but...
My daughter will file for divorce. She no longer wants to be your maid. I mean, wife.
Oh, wait a second. You can't do that. Hey, I'll make things right from now on, I assure you. I'll even start looking for a new job, so please, no talk of divorce. Please? The timing is just not right. I have to make a living, you know?
There are other reasons why my daughter wants nothing more to do with you.
What are you talking about?
Paula Connors, 23 years of age, no gainful employment.
Pardon me?
Your mistress. You went to some bar and picked her up, had relations with her for about 6 months.
Where'd you get that information?
Wow, 6 months ago. That was right about the time we submitted the marriage certificate downtown.
What is this?
I guess it was about the time you arrived in Hawaii. I got a message online from your little sweetheart Paula. She said she had dibs on my husband, and that she had just arrived in Hawaii with you and your parents. Nice of her to let me know.
Why the hell did she...
That wasn't all. She kept sending little messages describing her escapades with you all week and even explicit photos. As a matter of fact, she was sending me 3 or 4 photos a day of the two of you lounging around the beach. There was even one of you guys in bed. I obviously didn't reply, but that sort of pissed her off for some reason. And the photos only increased, and some started to get downright raunchy.
No wonder she was going nuts with all those photo shoots. That idiot!
I would appreciate it if you would thank Paula for me. Thank her for the boatload of photos and messages. More than enough evidence for my needs. My lawyer said it was more than enough to institute legal proceedings and claim damages from both of you.
Come on, Linda. Let's talk about this.
I want the divorce, and you're going to give it to me.
But you know I'm unemployed.
That has nothing to do with me. Figure it out yourself. Goodbye, you good-for-nothing creep.
After thoroughly going through all the line data, our lawyer initiated legal proceedings against both Dan and Paula. There was ample and irrefutable evidence to prove Linda's case. This Paula apparently thought that Dan was some rich guy and he would cover for her, but when she learned he was unemployed and there wasn't a penny to his name, she turned deathly pale. Obviously, her parents were not able to pay and she ended up borrowing the money and paid it in full. I heard she ended up working as a hostess somewhere. As for Dan, he was ordered to pay all the money he used, including all of her savings. Without a job and his folks on Social Security, the only thing left for Dan and his parents to do was to sell their house and property. And if that wasn't enough, borrow from whoever would offer a loan. Last I heard, the 3 of them were living in a beat-up one-bedroom apartment down on Market Street. I'm sure they are kicking themselves every night for messing this all up.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Mom. How are you? I'm glad I caught you in time. Sorry to bother you so late. Can we talk? It'll only take a minute.
Oh, hello, Cathy. Nice evening, huh? What can I do for you? I didn't expect to get line message from you. Very unusual. I hope you're not in any kind of trouble.
No, nothing like that. I was just thinking, would you mind accompanying me this Saturday and Sunday? There's somewhere I wanted to take you. It's a surprise.
Pardon me? A surprise? I wonder what I did to earn such a surprise. Are you saying you want to go out with me on the weekend? Spend time together?
Yes, I guess you can say that. A nice mother and daughter-in-law outing. It'll be fun.
I see. Again, that's really unusual coming from you, Cathy. You never ask me out, even for lunch.
Can I ask you something? Have you been in touch with Andy recently? Have you asked him to him at all? Texted him?
You mean Andrew? My son, Andrew. I know you call him Andy. I prefer Andrew. Oh yes, I've been pretty busy recently, so I haven't contacted him in a while. Why do you ask? He's not in some sort of trouble, is he?
Well, I've been thinking recently that maybe I want to divorce him.
Hang on a minute. Divorce? Are you serious? Why? What happened? Are you guys having marital problems?
I didn't expect such a reaction from you, to be honest. I thought you'd be asking me the questions.
Pardon me? What do you mean? Did I say something out of line?
No. I guess it's a normal reaction. Just forget what I said. It doesn't matter.
I see. So I shouldn't ask why you want to break up with Andrew. At least not now. You just want some advice, perhaps.
That's what I wanted to discuss with you over the weekend. I figured we should talk face to face considering the subject matter.
Yes, I suppose you're right. There are things you can't re-explain by just texting online. Maybe it would be better to sit down and talk, huh?
As sort of compensation for taking the time, I reserved a hotel suite at the beach resort over at Brighton Beach.
Really? Brighton Beach? Wow! That's a pretty nice place. I don't think I've ever been there. You reserved a suite there just so we can talk?
No need to get excited. I know a friend that works in management. She got me a really reasonable price. I'll pay for the whole thing, so don't worry.
But it just seems sort of extravagant. How about I pay half?
Please, Mom, no need for that. Just do as I say. I'd really appreciate it. This is my treat for being such a wonderful mother-in-law. Anyway, this may be the last time we meet.
Right. Thank you for saying that.
Okay, then that's that. We meet the hotel on Saturday about noon. What do you say? It takes about an hour to drive out there. Pretty easy find. I'll send you all the details later on, so be ready and you're set. Any question, just text me. It'll be fun, I assure you. Oh, and one more thing. This is a confidential girl-only thing, so not a word to Andy or your husband. You got that? Just tell them you're meeting with your usual friends or something.
All right, Cathy. I'll do as you ask. I'll just pack an overnight bag. A bit unusual, but if you insist, Cathy. Cathy, are you there? Sorry it's a bit late. More traffic than I expected. I'm just about to enter the hotel grounds. What should I do once I park the car? Should I park over here in the east parking area next to the hotel? Looks like it's pretty crowded.
Oh, hey, Mom. I never thought you would arrive. I already checked us in, so once you enter, just go past the front desk into the elevator. 3rd floor. It's a sunshine suite. There are signs there pointing toward the room. Just follow the signs and let yourself in. It's unlocked.
3rd floor. Sunshine suite. Okay, got it. I don't need to stop off and get a key at the front desk, right?
Yeah, just go straight to the room.
Beth, I'm sorry about earlier. I hope you're not angry or anything. I thought people would find it sort of strange if we talked too long out there in the hallway. So I thought it'd be better to continue this conversation with line messages. It's been quite some time, hasn't it? It's me, Paula. You seem to be in good health, Aunt Beth.
Are you by any chance my niece? That Paula?
Yes, that's right. I'm glad you remember me.
Really? Oh my god. The last time we talked was like 5 or 6 years ago, wasn't it? You had just graduated from college, right? By the way, what did you mean by sorry about earlier? Are you talking about just a few minutes ago?
Yes, that's right. Sorry about that. I guess you didn't recognize me. I don't look much like I did when we last met. That young woman that led you to your suite, that was me.
That was you? The hotel manager? In the dark suit with hair tied back? That pretty woman?
Yes, I married the owner of this place 4 years ago and started working as a hotel manager. Actually, I'm the co-owner, but I needed to learn the hotel business, so you might recall I studied hotel management in college. I know, I must look completely different from when you last saw me. I lost a lot of weight since then. I must have lost at least 60 pounds, give or take.
I didn't recognize you at all, but it's great to see you. Yes, I remembered you wanted to work in a hotel someday, so you fulfilled your dream. That's great.
I'm really sorry to surprise you, Beth. You don't mind if I call you Beth, do you? It's kind of weird calling you Beth out in public, but there's another reason for that.
Call me Beth by all means, but what do you mean? Anyway, you become such a beautiful woman. That uniform makes you look so elegant.
It's so nice of you to say that.
That aside, why did you bring me to the suite? I thought I was going to the Sunshine Suite. That's where my daughter-in-law made reservations for. She had already checked us in, and I was on my way there when you stopped me and brought me here. What's going on? Was it some sort of mistake? Was the room already taken or something?
No, it was no mistake. That friend of yours is your son's wife, Cathy, right?
Yes, that's right. Andrew's wife, Cathy. They married 2 or 3 years ago. She doesn't work, just a housewife.
That's what I thought.
Why? Do you happen to know her? Is she an acquaintance?
She's an old high school classmate. We went to Reston High School together. You know Reston, right?
Oh, really? How wonderful. I knew she went there, but...
Yeah, well, it's a small town. There are a few junior highs around, but Reston is the only high school, so everyone ends up going there.
I had no idea you two went to the same school. Small world, huh? Were you guys friends?
No, not really. Beth, I don't want to alarm you or anything, but please, I urge you to escape from the back exit. It leads right into the east parking area. I think I saw you parked there earlier. Just leave, right now!
Wait, pardon me? The back exit? What are you talking about? Why should I exit through the back and not the front? Did I do something wrong?
No, you did nothing wrong. You're the victim here. There's an employee-only stairway down the hall. It'll take you to the first floor and out the back. I saw that you parked right by the exit door, so please hurry. Try not to be seen too much.
But I have this appointment with my daughter-in-law. She wants to talk to me about something important. I should at least text her.
I can tell you right now that Cathy is not there. She's the problem.
Hang on, Paula, what are you saying?
I'm saying it's not safe for you to go in there. It's best that you leave.
Not safe? What's going on, Paula? Please tell me.
I know, all this must be bewildering to you. I'm so sorry to frighten you, but please, trust me on this.
Tell you what, we can drive to the diner down the street and talk there. I'll explain everything, but we need to get out of here right now.
Paula, I've known you to be a trustworthy person, and this must be important. I'm gonna trust you on this. All right, I'll do as you say, but you make sure you tell me everything. Don't leave anything out. You got that?
Don't worry about that. I give the complete lowdown. Hey Mom, where are you? I'm getting tired of waiting. It's been quite some time since I texted you. How long does it take to come to the 3rd floor for Pete's sake? Did you stop off in the bathroom or something? Or are you having a drink at the hotel bar for Pete's sake? How much longer are you gonna make me wait? Like I said, it's the Sunshine Suite.
Oh, Cathy, I'm so sorry about this. I got a little held up, but I suddenly had an urgent matter at home and I had to return. I had no choice.
Hold it 1 second. Does that mean you're not coming? You skipped out on me?
Like I said, there was an emergency at home, and I was called back. I could not ignore it. I'm really sorry about this, Cathy. I was just gonna send you a text about it when you beat me to it. Sorry.
What? How could you? I made this reservation for you. I mean, I reserved the Sunshine Suite for Pete's sake. This room is hard to get, you know. They're usually fully booked. You can just show up for a few minutes. You don't have to stay over or anything. Just show up for a minute. Have a cup of tea and then you can head back. What do you say?
I already got in the highway. It's just too much trouble.
Already on the highway heading home? Seriously? Does that mean you're almost home?
Yes, I'm so sorry. We'll reschedule for another day, so let's talk then. What do you say? This is an emergency. It just can't be helped. I recommend that you have a nice, relaxing time there by yourself. Get reinvigorated, have some wine, and we'll talk later.
I don't need to. Just come here to the Sunshine Suite, just for a second.
I should concentrate on my driving. My exit is coming up. Don't want to miss it. I'll talk to you later. I'm really sorry about this, Cathy.
Mom, don't cut me off!
Paula, are you there? Sorry to be late. Thanks for explaining everything to me earlier, and for rescuing me. I can't thank you enough. I just got off the highway and I'm sitting here at the mall. Thought I would drop you a line to put your mind at ease.
Beth, I'm so glad you made it back okay. I took an Uber back to the hotel after we talked. I didn't run into Cathy at the hotel. She didn't check out yet, it seems. It was just pure luck that I happened to overhear them talking in the lobby about their plans. I hate to imagine what would have happened if I missed that. Saved you the nick of time. I can finally breathe easy.
But how about you? Are you okay, Paula? If they find out that it was you who warned me, I don't know what they would do. She might want to get back at you for ruining her plans. They're probably still there. Won't they find out?
Don't worry about it. I think everything is fine. Maybe it's because I lost so much weight and it's been years since I last saw her. I don't think she would recognize me. As a matter of fact, I walked right by her this morning in the lobby and she looked right at me, but there was no recognition whatsoever in her face. But if it makes you feel any better, my husband's aunt helps me run the place and she'll be handling all the front desk operations today and tomorrow. So I'll be seeing the office and work there. I'll keep my head down while they're here just in case. They'll check out tomorrow morning and that will be the end of it.
That would make me feel a whole lot better. Well, I just hope it all ends as you say.
And another thing, maybe it really doesn't matter, but Cathy had always looked down on me. Always thought I was a loser and would never make anything of myself. She's got this case mentality, especially if you're not well off. She tends to ignore you. Anyway, she would never in the world imagine that I would become the owner of a high-end resort hotel. She probably thinks I would end up working part-time at McDonald's.
Oh, not you, Paula. I knew you would succeed someday. You always had the shine in you.
Thank you. You should get back home, Beth, and drive carefully.
Thanks for everything, Paula. I certainly won't forget this.
Mom, pick up right this minute. What the hell is this? Did you do this? Is this your doing?
Oh, hello, Cathy. We haven't talked the last couple of days. Huh? What's this about? Are you angry at me for some reason?
Andy just asked me for a divorce. He just came out and said it, like out of the blue. I asked him why and he told me I was to blame for that resort hotel fiasco last weekend. This is all because you canceled that hotel invitation right at the last minute. If you hadn't walked away, if you would have done what I told you, none of this would have happened. What the hell is going on here? Why didn't you go through with the plan? What kind of cock and bull story did you feed him?
Oh, so you do know about this so-called hotel fiasco.
What the hell are you talking about?
Let me stop you right there before you continue, Cathy. I know about all your little schemes that you concocted. The little trap that you had set for me. So quit giving me the runaround.
You know? How do you know? Who told you about it? Is that why you took off so suddenly?
You told me to go to that Sunshine Suite, right? Well, I know that there was going to be a guy in there. A guy that you had hired. He was going to be sitting on the bed half naked. And as I walked in, you were planning on catching me in some kind of romantic rendezvous with this man. You were going to take photos and fabricate a false narrative. Some far-fetched story of infidelity. Then you were going to send those photos to my husband saying you caught me in the act with some young man.
Where did you hear? Who told you that? Why would I do that? I have no reason to concoct such an elaborate scheme.
I think Andrew was well aware of your infidelity. He knew long ago that you were cheating on him.
Wait, what? How could he know? I was super careful.
Well, it seems he had hired a private investigator to check you out. Those guys are pretty good at their jobs.
He hired a private investigator? Seriously?
And there was someone else. Someone that got wind of your fiendish scheme and was kind enough to inform me in the nick of time. She rescued me from falling into your trap. A trap set by you, Cathy.
Who the hell was that? Tell me. Who warned you?
Do you really think I would tell you?
Where the hell did this get out? I didn't talk to anybody about my plans except with that guy. He wouldn't warn you. Or would he? Maybe you paid him more. Is that it? Is that who told you?
You always think you're number one, that you always have the upper hand, but that doesn't seem to be the case at all.
What are you talking about?
You have your heads up in the cloud, Cathy. People aren't as ignorant as you think. People see right through you.
You lost me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I figured you would understand. You always think you're right. There was one question I want answered, though. Can you do that?
What is it?
Why'd you even come up with this preposterous scheme of yours? I mean, what good would it do you? You're my daughter-in-law, but we live separately and our relationship is ordinary. We don't talk much, but there's no real animosity between us. So why? Why concoct this elaborate game to trap me? Make me out to be some cheating wife? What did I ever do to you, Cathy? Do you hate me so much that you would ruin me?
Oh, acting the innocent, are we? You really have no idea, do you?
Acting innocent? What are you talking about? What exactly did I do?
That afternoon, I invited you to that hotel. You remember, right? I was sitting in the parking area of Midland Mall. I was with my boyfriend. We were, doing what grown adults do. This was way over in the corner, by the trees. Not many cars around. It was a weekday. I looked up and saw you, and you were sitting in your car right across from us, staring at us with those patronizing eyes.
Hang on 1 second. Are you saying I witnessed you with some guy other than your husband? Is that what you're saying?
Duh, did you finally figure it out? I figured before you could blab to Andy about my little affair, I would trick you into this little trap, which would lead to divorce. I went to work setting this up right away. So even if you blabbed to Andy and your husband about seeing me with a guy, how could they believe you, right? I took the initiative. That's what I'm saying. Before everything fell apart, I had to fix it.
So this is the so-called fiasco you're talking about, huh?
Oh, please, shut the hell up, would you? It would have worked like a charm if your little helper hadn't appeared.
You know what, Cathy? I haven't been to Midland Mall in years. I mostly shop downtown. Besides, it was a work day.
Pardon me? But I saw you there. It was you.
And on that day, I was working all day. How could I be there?
No way. You're making that up. Maybe you just stopped in on your way downtown or you were on your break or something. You just forgot you went there.
No, I work inside the office all day. I bring my own lunch. I've never left the office during the day. I prefer to stay put. Tires me out at this age. And my office is in the opposite direction from Midland Mall. I was never near that place. I'm not even sure I remember how to get there, to be honest. If you don't believe me, you can ask my coworkers. They were with me at the office the whole day. You know Mrs. Carlson from next door, right? You could ask her. You know what, Cathy? This whole fiasco, to borrow your word, seems like a simple case of mistaken identity.
Then who the hell was that? That woman in the car. That woman giving me that dirty look.
Don't ask me. It sure wasn't me.
But that can't be. I saw you. It was you. It was definitely you.
No, someone that looked like me is more like it. I was nowhere near the mall that day.
A total stranger? Is that what you're telling me? That was a total stranger?
That possibility is quite high, I must admit.
This is not happening. Who the hell was that, for God's sake?
Andrew called me, and he said he was going to talk to his lawyer and demand a considerable amount for damages. He was furious that you had devised such a vile scheme on his own mother.
Is he nuts? What damages? And I don't have any money, and that plan failed. It never went through.
But if it had succeeded, I'm sure you'd be working the rest of your life paying him off.
Why is this happening to me? Oh God, all I did was try to protect my interest.
If it was just a cheating, maybe you would have gotten off easy. Oh well, nothing you could do about it now.
This is a total nightmare. If I didn't do anything, I would have been better off. Seriously?
I always say you shouldn't do things on impulse. It's never a rosy picture in the end.
A little late of that, don't you think?
Andrew tried talking to Cathy, but they just could not come to an understanding. She was adamant that she did nothing wrong and that the boyfriend was just a one-time fling. Andrew had no other choice but to explain the entire situation to her parents. Her parents flew in from the West Coast the following day. They were furious at what she had done, not only the cheating but also the devious scheme she concocted. Andrew provided all the photos and evidence of her infidelity, including the data the private investigator collected. She had apparently been seeing the guy for over a year, so it was not a one-time thing that she had claimed. They finally persuaded her to apologize and admit her guilt, and eventually she reluctantly agreed to a divorce. Andrew contacted me the other day to inform me that the divorce finally went through. As for compensation, Andrew's lawyer is demanding compensation from both Cathy and her lover. Of course, she insisted she had no money to pay him off, so a friend introduced her to a live-in job back east. I hear she's currently working at a fisheries factory on the East Coast. I hear the work is hard and that she's working day and night to pay off her debts. That was the last I heard from her. I hope she manages to get her life back on track, but she's not part of my life anymore. So, why worry?
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Shannon, it's been 5 years, right?
Who is this?
Huh? You know me, right? Stop joking around. We miraculously reunited today, didn't we?
What are you talking about? Please tell me your name or I won't know what you're talking about.
Fine, I'll tell you. It's me, Tariq.
Huh?
Your ex-husband, Tariq?
How do you have my account information?
You seriously? You don't know yet? You came to the entrance ceremony at the kindergarten yesterday, right?
The entrance ceremony? Your child goes to the same kindergarten as mine?
Yep, she's my second child. It seems that my daughter is in a different class as your daughter, though. But it seems like a child of my wife's friend is in the same class as your child, so you must have exchanged contact information with her. She gave your contact information to my wife, which is how I got it.
Could you not hand out my contact information like that?
Calm down. I have no intention of getting back together with you or something. My wife knows I have your contact information, so there's no need to worry.
Your wife is Sarah, right? The woman you cheated on me with 5 years ago, which was the cause of our divorce and also an old friend of mine. It's obvious she finds the situation hilarious.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I think it's hilarious as well.
Don't contact me anymore.
What?
I guess it can't be helped if we see each other at the kindergarten, but I have no intention of being friendly with you two. Bye.
This gets more and more hilarious the more I think about it. If you, who is infertile, were at the kindergarten, then that must mean that you married someone who already had children.
Huh?
Even if you come to the entrance ceremony pretending to be a mother, it's not your actual child, so it's a bit funny thinking about it.
So you still think I'm infertile?
But you couldn't bear a child in the 3 years that we were together, right? Mom said that if a woman can't bear a child in 3 years, then she must be infertile.
But I never even gotten myself tested for infertility. It must have just been bad timing.
But the truth is that you couldn't have a child, which means that you're infertile. You knew this, and that's why you married a single father, right?
I'm my husband's first wife, and the child that was born between us is also his first child.
Stop being delusional.
I'm delusional?
Yeah, these are the sad fantasies of a woman who can't give birth. You really are strange.
Fine. Our children go to the same kindergarten, so we'll probably see each other again whether we want to or not. So I'll tell this to you now to prevent any misunderstandings in the future.
What is it?
I've already given birth to 3 children.
Huh?
My eldest son, who's 3 years old, the one who came to the entrance ceremony yesterday, and 2 twin daughters who were half a month ago.
Huh? You're infertile but have 3 children? That means your husband had 3 children with his previous wife, right? Stop making weird excuses. It's confusing.
I gave birth to all 3 of them.
But you're infertile and...
I told you that I gave birth after we divorced. Do you not understand that what I'm trying to say is that I'm not infertile?
Huh? You gave birth to them?
Yes, that's what I told you multiple times. Oh, and it's not like I underwent some sort of infertility treatment. I gave birth to them naturally.
Then why didn't you get pregnant in the 3 years you were married to me?
Why are you asking me that?
Tell me.
All I know is that there were no problems with my body. You think about what other possibilities there might have been. Goodbye.
Because of you, my wife took my children and went to her parents' house.
What? Don't get me involved in your fights, please.
I'm not involving you. This is your fault. I wanted to find out whether you had actually given birth to your son, so I dropped off and picked up my child to and from kindergarten as much as possible so I could have a chance to meet you.
Oh, you're talking about 10 days after the entrance ceremony, right? I was with my husband, right?
Yes, that husband. I tried to talk to you, but as I tried to approach, he suddenly appeared from behind your back. I thought I had seen him before, and so I looked closely at his face, which is when I noticed that he was the executive director at my office.
Apparently, I only found out when he told me after we got married.
I know that he has a son the same age as my daughter. When I heard that his wife gave birth to twin daughters a few months ago, does that mean that what you were saying was true?
I see. So that's why you ran off without even talking to me, your face pale. I haven't seen you since, but I'm not complaining.
Something terrible has happened to me.
What?
I did a bit of research after that and found out that men being infertile is more common than I thought. I did a DNA test with my child. The result was, well, he was my child.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, but my wife found that I had done a DNA test behind her back, and she got furious at me for suspecting her of cheating.
Oh, and that's why she took your children and went to her parents' house. But I don't see how that has anything to do with me.
If you hadn't said anything strange, I would have never have done a DNA test.
Wouldn't this have never happened if you never bothered me in the first place?
Then why did you reply to my text?
Because you still insisted that I was infertile, and you even said that my husband was a single father or something. Don't you think it was only natural for me to get annoyed and correct you?
But you were supposed to be infertile.
You were just being delusional. If you have the time to complain to me like this, then why don't you make up with your wife instead? Bye.
This is so unfair. You're so much less attractive than me, but you're the wife of an executive director? And to think that he works at the same company as Tariq. To think that you would get married with someone even better than Tariq after he threw you away. I stole Tariq from you, only for you to find someone even better. Unfair. That's so unfair. I'm gonna steal this new husband of yours.
I can't do this anymore.
Huh?
My family's on the verge of collapse again.
Oh, you're talking about how Sarah tried to seduce my husband into going to a hotel together, right? I heard that Sarah was a newly hired part-time worker at you and my husband's client company. Apparently, my husband filed a complaint, so it's only a matter of time before she gets fired, though.
What is this? Ever since I met you at the kindergarten again, my life has been crumbling apart piece by piece.
You're making this my fault again? Is this a hobby of yours or something?
Why did you put your child into that kindergarten? Did you do it on purpose? You were jealous of me and Sarah, and
I don't have enough time on my hands for such stupid matters.
you're saying this is stupid?
Yes, no matter how you look at it.
What?
Why don't you calm down and think about this logically? It just happened to be the case that we enrolled our children in the same kindergarten. I didn't do anything to you. Do you understand that?
Uh-oh.
Which means that if you hadn't went out of your way to get my contact information just to annoy me, this never would have happened. Don't make me repeat myself over and over.
Shannon, I turned in my divorce papers earlier. So could you get divorced as well and get back together with me?
Huh?
Let's just give custody of our children to our current partners and give birth to children of our own. It seems that neither of us are infertile, so you were getting a bit old to give birth, but you can handle one more, right?
Jesus, will you seriously never leave me alone?
What?
It's been medically proven that too much stress makes it more difficult to have children.
What are you trying to say?
Don't you get it?
Huh?
You bothering me like this all the time is a huge source of stress. Your parents were the same when they were living with us.
My parents?
Yes, they were just like you. Every time I met them, the first thing they would say was, "Give us a grandchild." They would tell me this more than a dozen times each day, which almost drove me to insanity.
But they never said that to Sarah.
Of course they didn't.
What?
You have an older child, right? Sarah got pregnant with this child, which is also why you divorced me. They wouldn't tell her to give birth to a grandchild if she already did, would they? Judging by what you said earlier, it seems that Sarah got custody of the child, so if I were to marry you again, I would be thrust back into the same hell as before with them telling me to give them a grandchild over and over. Why would I do that?
Fine, I'll keep an eye on them and make sure they don't say that to you anymore.
But I have no intention of divorcing my husband, and I have no intention of letting go of my children either.
What? Really?
Why did you even think that I want to get back together with you in the first place? There's no chance no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, but if the two of us loved each other enough...
I lost my last ounce of love for you when I found out you cheated on me with Sarah.
What? Then what should I do now? I already got divorced.
I don't know.
Just open the front door, will you?
What?
I came to pick you up. I know that the executive director doesn't go to work on Mondays. This is our chance to make an escape without being bothered. Come on, I'm outside the backyard. I can come in if I break the window in the living room. Hold on. If I could just get a hold of you for a day, then you'll have no choice but to get divorced.
Are you an idiot?
Huh? Is that how you talk to your husband?
If the executive director doesn't go to work on Mondays, then he isn't at the office now, right?
Yeah, that's why...
Then doesn't that mean there's a high probability that he's currently at home? In fact, he is.
Huh?
Apparently he's going to tell the company about this.
No way.
We already called the police, by the way.
I hear sirens.
There's no use trying to run anymore. Goodbye. I didn't expect that he would try and break in our house and get caught by the police. Not long after that, Tariq was fired from his job. We received an alimony from Tariq and Sarah, and after that placed a restraining order on them. I haven't seen them since. Apparently, both of their families got involved in a fight over who would get custody of their children. Since neither of the parents were functioning adults, the grandparents of the children had to settle things for them. Each family would gain custody of one child, and they would be adopted by relatives. The relatives of both Tariq and Sarah cut ties with their families. It seems the 6 of them, Tariq, Sarah, and their 4 parents, all are currently unemployed. There are eyewitness accounts saying that they were living together under a bridge, but it's uncertain where they really went.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.